Our experience in the Dominican was a little bit of good, a little bit of bad.
So here's how we really feel about the Dominican Republic.
But first, we had to leave the Dominican to go to Florida.
You're now going to swab your nostril, so insert it at least half an inch into your left nostril and then swirl it around the sides 5 times. So
just one line.
You have tested negative for COVID-19.
Woohoo! We're going on a cruise! If you don't know, we are going on a cruise, so it kind of worked out that we had to test negative to go back into the United States because that's where our cruise leaves from, but we also needed a negative test to get onto the cruise, so we got a double whammy here. We are eating, actually, the first breakfast that I've had here because I've not woken up in time to actually get breakfast here, but we're eating our breakfast and then going to catch our flight back to Fort Lauderdale. Thank you.
Okay, here's that. What in the world? Oh, good, that's not our flight. Wow. I was not gonna wait in that line. Well, we would have had to.
So we filled out our form to get into the United States and I was like, I'm prepared, I got this. We got our negative tests, we got our forms, and then we got up to the line and he was like, do you have the one to leave the Dominican? And we were like, dang it all. We thought we were so prepared. So now Jacob is filling it out over here. When people stare at you when you film.
That's the face somebody was making. Okay, so it took a lot less time to fill this one out. Not because there was less information to put in, but just because the Wi-Fi was so much better here than in Miami.
Really digging the tropical vibes here.
I think we found the United States portion of the airport.
I wanted to film our last impressions of Dominican Republic in the airport, but it's pretty loud in here, so we're gonna do it once we get to the hotel. And now we are going to board our plane.
It should only be about 2.5 hours to get there, so not bad at all.
We thought for a second we might be on the wrong bus, but this looks like it's our flight. Finally got some air conditioning. It was rough. The best thing happened. We got an open middle seat. But in other news, the pilots aren't here yet, which is what happened on our flight here, and it was delayed for like 4 hours, but we're already on the plane. So I think this one shouldn't be 4 hours. It should hopefully just be a few minutes. About an hour and a half later, but we are finally flying back to Fort Lauderdale, and now we are eating dinner in our hotel room, and we are going to start telling you about the highs and lows of the Dominican Republic. Recently, when we get to airports, we do like a little debrief on camera about how we felt. We did it about like Peru, and we did it about Argentina, and I've really been liking it because I feel like it shows like our true, genuine emotions about the place that we just visited, and it's still fresh in our minds. So I thought it would be fun to do it about the Dominican Republic because we had a very interesting experience there. So we were staying in Punta Cana, so also, like, it's a very touristy place. Like, we went into it knowing that it was, like, a super touristy place.
And we kind of wanted it that way because, you know, we've been traveling for so much and, you know, a lot of things we're doing, although they're really fun, they are also tiring when you're trying to explore a brand new place and film a video about it. And so, you know, we're really tired at the end of the day, and so we're like, okay, maybe if we go to a tourist area, maybe we can
and stay at an all-inclusive.
Maybe we can just like relax a little bit, still film videos. We still did a lot of fun things, but we were like, okay, maybe we can just kind of breathe a little bit.
So first of all, I want to say that I loved the greenery of the Dominican Republic. I love the palm trees. I just love how luscious it was. I love, love, love islands that are like green, but also has like beautiful beaches. Another place like that is French Polynesia, and so I kind of felt like that when we were in the Dominican Republic, and I really, really liked it. Where we were staying, the beaches weren't really the best. There was a lot of sargassum.
There you go, or seaweed.
Yeah, I always pronounce that word wrong. So I think coming from the Bahamas, like the most beautiful beaches we've ever seen in the entire world, like it was just like a teeny little bit of a letdown because, I mean, if you've seen our pictures of Exuma, I'll put one over me talking right here so you can see how beautiful it was. They were pristine.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, yeah, I guess a lot of people don't get to experience is coming to Dominican Republic directly from the Bahamas. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with the Dominican beaches. Like, they were great. Like, everyone that we talked to there that we kind of like made friends with while we were staying there in Punta Cana, they were like, wow, this beach is amazing.
Yeah.
And then we had to remember, like, yes, this beach is very good. It's just that coming from the Bahamas.
Where there was nobody on the beaches. It was just Jacob and I. The water was electric blue. Like, we came from, like, maybe the best beaches in the world. I don't know. Like, so, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, we're just saying, like, Dominican, the place we were staying, good beach.
But what we were really feeling the entire time we were there was that the people were just like trying, not the people, I don't want to say like the Dominican people, because that's obviously not true. We didn't meet even like half of 1% of the population there, but all the tour companies and the hotel, they were just constantly trying to like scam us out of our money. And we really did not appreciate that.
It's hard to use the word scam. Maybe that's not.
Maybe
like,
that's too harsh.
Maybe it's too harsh, but we felt like they were doing everything they could to not tell us like all the information that they could and expecting to make more money off of us.
We did like 4 different activities and every single one was not what we expected at all.
Yeah, just like everything that they described, everything turned out completely different.
Yeah, like not even remotely close to what we thought we were doing. But we were a very popular tourist destination, so I think that maybe those particular tour companies were just used to taking advantage of tourists. The whole time I just like got this like feeling of like, oh, they're just trying to take advantage of us this entire time.
And maybe it wouldn't have been like that if we were in a different place,
or a different hotel. We used different tour companies. Like, this was just our experience with the tour companies that we used and with our hotel. Our hotel was pretty much fine, but I mean, they didn't tell us the whole truth about some stuff, but it's fine.
Yeah, so just maybe like if we were in other cities, you know, with less tourists, maybe that wouldn't have been our experience.
And then one other thing that I really want to bring up was, I don't know if you watched the video about how upset we were about the dolphins and the stingrays and the sharks being kept in those cages. It was really, really sad. I'm torn because I know that the company that we used is like a big company and they're in a bunch of different countries. So I still have a hard time defending them, I guess, but I do want to defend the workers that were working there. Like, they probably don't know how bad that is. I would like to think that they don't know how bad that is.
Yeah, I would say
it was a really hard situation.
Yeah. I mean, it was tough to see, especially like knowing that some of the animals there, like they would not want to be in those conditions.
I just feel like Jacob and I are becoming those like granola people that are like, don't keep animals in cages. But like, it really was just like so sad being there. And I was telling Jacob this, I was like, I don't even know, like, when I go to zoos, like, I didn't get that feeling. Like, the feeling that I got when I was there was, like, bad. Like, it was, like, a bad feeling. And I think it's because the animals were in such closed cages. Like, even when you go to the zoo, like, they have pretty large cages and they can roam and they can run and they can, like, play with their friends. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just, like, so different because it was literally just, like, a fence in the ocean, just, like, keeping them in. And so I think that's where it was hard because it was so small. Like, I was like, these dolphins, like, literally can't even swim. Like, they're jumping up in the air because they didn't have anywhere else to go. And I think that was the hard part. But I don't want to blame the Dominican people for that. I really think that it's probably more like the big company that is owned by, I don't know, probably by people in the United States. Like, I'm sure that, and they're just not treating the animals right there.
Our experience in the Dominican was a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. Like, it's hard to say that we had a bad time because we actually
didn't. We had a good time.
We had a lot of fun. And
we met friends, we hung out, like we walked on the beach. It was beautiful.
And the interactions that we did have with the Dominican people, a lot of them were positive. So I don't know, like I would say that we had a good time there and we're glad that we went. But in terms of possibly visiting again, I would say I don't know if we really would. There's a ton of places we still want to get to in the entire world. And so like if we did go back to the Dominican Republic, we would definitely go to a different area to experience something completely different than we did this time around. But we just don't know how we feel about maybe going back there.
And I would just say, like, if you are going there, I would just, like, be very weary of, like, people taking advantage of you and, like, really know what you're getting into before you go. Because one of the main issues we had was on our last tour when we were doing the buggies, like, they didn't tell us that they told us we didn't need anything to get there, like, just show up. And then the second we got there, they, like, whipped out like bandanas and like goggles, and they're like, you have to buy these before you can ride a buggy. And we were like, we were not informed of this at all. We would have just brought bandanas because I have a ton in my bag. We would have brought bandanas. We would have brought our sunglasses. Like, it was just very like
But there are a ton of other places in the world that are like that too.
Right. Oh yeah, like totally.
Definitely not just an original experience that we had in Dominican Republic. So,
no, definitely not. Definitely not.
But we are extremely excited about what's coming next.
We are going on a cruise tomorrow. Speak of tourist stuff, geez, we'll let you know. This is our first one.
Our first cruise as a YouTube channel and Jenny's first cruise ever. So I don't know. It's probably going to be pretty touristy, but we're still going to do a lot of fun things. Try to hit a bunch of different countries.
Just so convenient because you just, you don't have to fly. You don't have to do all the immigration stuff. You just get on the boat and they take you away.